Hello fellow World of Warcraft fans, welcome back to a new video on my channel. As always at the end of a season, I get questions quite frequently, and one question in particular always comes up. Is it still worth starting World of Warcraft right now? Should I just wait instead? That sort of thing. And that's what I want to talk about here. In the end, and this has to be said up front, whether something is worth it or not is a very, very subjective feeling. In my opinion, if you enjoy a game, it's basically always worth starting it. No matter when you start or anything like that, but of course there are a few things and a few factors that can influence the whole thing. I'm trying to give you my honest assessment here, and with that, I'd say let's get into the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and just before that, a message from my partner, Holy. There are some really awesome coffee varieties now.
Holy Energy is the alternative to conventional energy drinks, without sugar, without artificial nonsense, and in many delicious flavors. Holy Energy is the perfect alternative for you if you need energy but want to avoid sugar, calories, a caffeine crash, and so on. Preparation is really simple. Put water in the shaker, add a few ice cubes if you like, add the powder, give it a quick shake, and your delicious energy drink for on the go is ready. But if you say you don't want to consume too much caffeine, Holy also has iced tea. There are also many delicious flavors in the range, and the best part is that both the energy drink and the iced tea come in sample packs. So check out the links in the video description and my codes, you can save a lot more, and I wish you lots of fun with Holy.
I'll start with something that I would basically recommend to everyone. Patch 12.1 will probably come out in August, which means a new season will start then. That means for anyone who isn't familiar, the ratings in Mythic Plus will be reset. There's a new raid coming, a new PvP season with new ratings, and getting gear will also be easier, so you'll be able to catch up to 280, 290 pretty quickly. And there will be new item levels as well. It goes up to over 330. So people who have played until now and have good gear won't have an advantage anymore, but will also have to earn the best gear again. For that reason, if you want to have equal chances, then it makes sense to wait until the start of a new season. Basically, though, I would still say that now is actually the best time to get started. There are a few disadvantages. For example, it's relatively hard to find players right now, but I only mean relatively because there are still a lot of people active in World of Warcraft. This all refers to a comparison with the start of a season. Why is that? When you start a new season, new dungeons are added to the Mythic Plus pool, a new raid comes out, a new area is introduced, and so on and so forth. Everyone starts off at about the same level again, but it still helps if you've already farmed some gear. Open world and quest content will be easier because you have better gear, and in Mythic Plus, where item levels go up again, you'll obviously have an advantage if you start with 290 instead of 270. Those are item levels you won't have to farm anymore, and you can jump straight into hierarchies. That's another advantage in my opinion. Right now, you can learn new classes relatively stress-free, so if you want to start a new class or are completely new to WoW, you'll need some time to master your class. At the start of a new season, you'll also meet many players who have been playing the game for a very long time and who are especially ambitious in many groups. I think this often makes things more difficult in terms of atmosphere. If you want to learn yourself, or rather it's often, not always, but often not the friendliest atmosphere to practice in. Right now we have the advantage that it's mostly just the hardcore crowd out and about, that's what I'll call them for now. People already know the dungeons much better than at the start of a season, at least in my personal experience, and I've been playing World of Warcraft for 17 years now. I've played this season from the very beginning up until now. In my opinion, it's much more relaxed right now in terms of toxicity than it was at the start of the season. So I also leveled this healer from level 80 to level 90 and got him up to 284 gear in about 2 weeks, and I had a very relaxed and fun experience. That's why for practicing and having, let's say, a more relaxed player base, it's just perfect right now. The downside, in my opinion, is the fact that first of all, it's summer. It's really hot outside sometimes, and I can definitely imagine that some people have better things to do than sit in front of the PC and play World of Warcraft. Totally understandable. Another point is the fact that, compared to the beginning of the season, there are significantly fewer players. The number of Mythic Plus runs has dropped by about 86, and you can feel that especially in the category from +3 to, well, +9, you'll find significantly fewer keys than usual. And especially if you're a DPS, it can take a very, very long time before you get invited to any keys at all. You should keep that in mind. At the same time, right now, I'm playing at the +15, +16 level on my Shaman right now. And even there, if you take a look, I'm only searching for +15 and I can't even find 10 keys at this time. That's not much at all. It feels like really it has never been this bad at this point in a season. Also, let's take a look at the numbers. Percentage-wise, Midnight has lost a lot more players than, for example, War Within Season 1 or 2, purely in practical terms. If you're not playing at really odd hours, like 4 or 5 in the morning, which I sometimes do, you'll usually still find enough players. And another advantage I see in starting now and not waiting for the patch. With the patch, a number of new content will be added that you should also play if you want to have the best possible gear. That means supposedly there will be less time for old content. Accordingly, if you start now, you still have plenty of time to calmly quest through the old areas, or rather the current areas, check out the dungeons, and maybe even get into the raid again. Maybe even try out a new class or two. That becomes much more difficult with the start of a new season, where you'll already have a lot to do just with the new area. So, if you were to ask me, like, hey, should I start now or wait until the new season is out? Personally, I definitely say start now. You can just test it out much more stress-free and see if you enjoy it. You'll have to pay the 13 euros for the monthly subscription either way. And personally, I prefer to do it in an atmosphere that's a bit more relaxed right now. If you have any more reasons for starting now, or even against it, feel free to write them in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and take care.